Hello, I'm Rida Fakhri. Welcome to We the People, a series which takes us across the United States of America to meet some of the people whose lives are being affected by the issues gripping this year's presidential election. The candidacy of Barack Obama has made race a central factor in the presidential campaign. From the time of slavery, African Americans have been one of the most disenfranchised groups in the U.S. Today, for the same work, African Americans may earn half as much as white Americans. They're more likely to get convicted and receive harsher sentences for the same crimes. Well, despite this grim reality, there is a new generation of African American students on the rise. Obama's speeches inspire them, and the prospect of seeing the first African American elected president of the U.S. galvanizes them. We followed two African American teenagers in Washington, D.C., embracing Barack Obama's example, who refused to let race be an obstacle to their aspirations. It is their voice, and they feel it is their time.
My name is Alicia Talley. I'm 14 years old, and I live with my mother and my stepfather.
Alicia Talley defies racial stereotypes. An African-American teenager, she is the vision of what America's first viable black presidential candidate, Barack Obama, talks about.
And today, what gives me the most hope is the next generation. The young people whose attitudes and beliefs and openness to change have already made history in this election.
Today, many black students go to schools that are considered inferior to their white counterparts. This makes it hard for them to compete and to break out of a legacy of poverty. But not Alicia. She wants to be a leader for the future.
Here comes John McCain.
I'm very involved in politics. I love politics. I watch all the debates and stuff.
Well, depends.
Obama is a very inspirational speaker. I think he's a perfect example of what your speech should be for any debater. I'm a very argumentative person, so that's mainly why I like debate.
Alicia is a member of the debate team at Woodstream Christian Academy, an elite private school in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. Alicia and her classmates are training for the next urban debate tournament. They will compete for the prize against the strongest public schools in the city.
Eat some good breakfast.
Debate is a class. We have it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
7:30 in the morning, be here, and on to victory, right?
On Saturday, we have our tournament. We're going to be debating against different schools. It's very important that we keep our streak going and keep showing that we're not just the average team, that we're the team that's going to strive and be the best and take number one.
Being number one is a goal that Barack Obama has set himself in the race for the White House. His debates with the other candidates have inspired young people like Alicia, who are getting involved in politics in record numbers.
Yeah, they support gay marriage.
Barack Obama is a very good role model. When Barack Obama speaks, kids are listening too, and I think the important thing is that he's reaching young people across the board, white and black. People like Alicia and the other kids on her debate team are going to be the future leaders. And it's good that he's a black person because it gives them the idea that it's possible. It makes them dream.
Well, this is my room, my mirror. This is what I call my wall of dreams. And it basically has my hopes for the future. And this over here is my top 10 colleges and my someday profession, a constitutional lawyer, hopefully a senator later on. Because I think if I become a senator, I can get my voice heard. I'm very proud of my culture. I'm not ashamed of being African American, but don't really like to focus on the race factor.
Aside from being taller than me, you look pretty good.
The majority of the people in this area are African American. When I look around it, I do see that I'm more fortunate than other people.
Now, God, we pray over our worship.
Just having a church community, even though I am from a broken family, I still have a lot of loved ones who are always there to support me, and everybody around this area doesn't necessarily have that. They might have just a mother or just a father. Candace is one of my best friends. We're with each other 24/7. Travis, he's also very close to me. I think Some of the perceptions that are placed on us is that we're not going to succeed like everybody else is. We might be intelligent, but we're not as intelligent as our counterparts.
I can take a plane, hop in the sky, fly.
Alicia's not the typical urban black child.
So sweet, make a tear.
She's not allowed to dress like some urban children dress. She's not tattooed all over the place. She speaks proper English. So when Alicia's in D.C., otherwise known as Chocolate City, to some of the urban kids, she's probably looked at as a rich suburban kid who may be trying to be white.
Even though this is a small school, we take our academics very seriously, and we don't just settle for average, we settle for academic excellence. Yeah, that's one of our mottos.
Good afternoon, everyone. We started a debate program 3 years ago. That's really our emphasis here at Woodstream. We want our kids to go out and be world changers. They want things to be different for them, and I think they are involved in politics for that reason. What topic did you guys choose to debate today in preparation for Saturday?
DC Public Schools
should discontinue the celebration of Black History Month.
Okay, that's a good one. So again, you have 3 minutes for your opening statements. So Alicia, Tally, announce yourself and what side you're debating, and then we'll begin.
Candace, Travis, and I, we're the best team on the debate team. We complement each other well, and we're able to think on our feet quickly.
I mean, a lot of debate issues that we tackle are in reference to crime and poverty and drugs and, teen pregnancy or whatever. So they're very much more informed, and their parents are very supportive of debates.
A lot of Black kids, they really don't do debate, but I really think it's positive. I really think it helps control your anger. I don't really have to really face racism because most of the environments that I am in are all Black. I go to an all-Black school, an all-Black church. I play on an all-Black basketball team. I think it's a lot different than the real world.
In Candace's world, she is the majority. She doesn't know what it's like to be a minority, which is very different from how I grew up.
Because Alicia and her classmates live in a sheltered environment, they know about racial issues from afar.
All right, let me play my game, Bob.
I and my husband, we don't talk about it. We don't say, well, this probably happened because you're Black.
Early on, we had all of our kids in a public school. With my son, we felt like he needed to not be ashamed to be a Black male. He needed not to make excuses for wanting to excel and to succeed. He would make the honor roll, and there would be people there ready to beat him up at school, and we thought this is very unhealthy. And then the opportunity opened up here at Woodstream Christian Academy.
When I was growing up, I always wanted to go to college, but my parents did not have the same expectations of me going to college as I have for Alicia. They were more involved in earning a living so that they could put food on the table, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay,
whereas with me and my husband, we understand the importance of education, and we have the financial means more so than my parents did to see to it that she can go.
The biggest challenge to Alicia and her team comes from a prestigious inner-city public school, McKinley Tech. McKinley Tech has collected first-place trophies in previous debate competitions, and they expect to get one more in the coming tournament.
My name is Alexis Harris. I go to McKinley Tech.
So are you telling me that we are so
Debate has influenced my life. It's helping me. It's like a background for becoming a lawyer. That's like my number one goal. Okay, my number two goal to be a lawyer. My number one goal is to be president of the United States. When I first heard about Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton running, I was like, oh man, now I'm not going to be able to be the first African American and the first female president.
Today, many black families break under the pressure of low incomes and unemployment. 65% of black teenagers are led by a single parent, a third of black children live in poverty, and about half of them drop out of high school. But Alexis believes in opportunity and education. She has what Obama calls the audacity of hope that sets her far apart from her father's generation.
When I was in high school, my counselor told me after she looked at my grades, she said, son, the best thing that you can do is get a skill because a career isn't for you. With Alexis, she has so many more opportunities than I had. I just wonder if she's going to make it out there, but I know she will.
African Americans would probably say they expect more of me. Like they expect for our generation or my generation to go forth and be the best as you can be. They say that our generation is the generation of change.
What we have seen is that America can change. That is the true genius of this nation. What we have already achieved gives us hope, the audacity to hope for what we can and must achieve tomorrow.
I can make change. Kind of like Barack Obama, vote for change. That's kind of like what this generation is about. Change.